Hello, beautiful souls. It is so good to see you. Okay, I have to set this up and not hear myself. If you are live, please let me know, say hello. If you are on the replay, please let me know, say hello. I have tagged everyone and I'm going to continue to use that feature because it's really important to be visible and to be seen when you are a healer, especially in the online space, right? So I am just going to fluff up my hair and say hello. I came live yesterday and I just did like I don't know, like a 30-minute transmission and my video is gone. I don't know what happened to it. So that was curious to me, but I'm just decided to come back on again and just know that everything is working out exactly how it needs to for me. So, right. I actually wrote some bullet points down this time because I kind of flew by the seat of my pants yesterday. So, whatever, maybe that was the right thing. So like I said, as you jump on, say hello. Hi, Renee. It's good to see you. Okay. So as you guys can see, I am at my amazing retreat house. Just kidding. This is my amazing background that makes me think I'm in a retreat house. And I like really want to have a retreat in this area. It looks a lot like Iowa. So I'm envisioning that there's something here that we're going to go to. Okay, you guys. So like keep manifesting this with me. Won't it be so fun? Renee, Erica, it's good to see you. Okay. So let's just pop in and let's just get started. So I'm just going to invite you to close your eyes for a moment and just take some deep breaths and get your feet planted firmly on the floor and just feel yourself coming into alignment with who you really are. So just finding your higher self, finding the essence of who you are. I always feel my essence right below my rib cage. Hello, Amy. It's good to see you. Welcome. We're just getting started. So just kind of grounding in and feeling into who we really are. I love to imagine that essence just expanding up into my crown and all the way down into my roots. And it doesn't have to be fancy. It doesn't have to be overly ritualized. You don't have to light a candle or light incense or sage if you don't want to. You can most certainly do all those things as well. But you don't have to be fancy to get grounded. Okay, I'm going to just clean up my camera. Okay. So just remember that just to be here now, to be present right here, right now, is just the most beautiful gift that we can give ourselves. I'm also going to give myself just a tiny bit of light. I wonder if that'll help. Yeah, good. Okay. Love it. Good morning, Rosalie. Yes, we would love to be in this space, wouldn't we? Okay. So we're just dropping in. We're here to calibrate to the frequency of overflow, right? I use the word frequency a lot. I like the word vibration a lot. I've been teaching energy work and vibration and frequency for 20 years. This to me is what it's all about. I have worked with so many people who have taught me strategy, which is wonderful. I love strategy. Strategy is very helpful, but if your energy is not where you want it to be, then, oftentimes those strategies don't work, especially for those of us who are highly sensitive, energetic, healers, coaches, visionaries, people who are really thinking outside the box. Raise your hand if you feel like that is you. I see some of you here and I know that is you, right? So I tend to work with people who have already done a lot of healing work. They've got all the certifications. You don't need probably another certification, right? You've already done so much work. And I find that those folks are really here to learn how to calibrate to the frequency of overflow, and that actually is really helpful in learning how to run your soul-led business, right? That's what we're all about. We're here for time freedom. We're here for financial freedom, right? We don't want to live in somebody else's structure and rules unless it looks like this house. Right? Yes, I would love a day retreat too. That sounds amazing, Erica. Okay. So, this is not, so what I'm coming to the table with is definitely not about hustling or hype. It is about alignment. It's about regulation. It's about embodied receiving. That is what I teach. It's what I try to bring to the table and to bring them to my own body every day. I hustled for years and I was in a state of fight or flight for many years as a healer, wondering where my next, client was coming from, wondering how I was ever going to make it without burning myself out, without seeing 10 clients a day, which, as a massage therapist or, really as a Reiki practitioner or coach, it really just wasn't possible. It just kept me feeling like I was on this, like the treadmill or the hamster wheel that we all like talk about, right? So if you have been trying to stabilize your income or call in the next level wealth without burning out, I think this is really true for you, or this is for you, right? So I'm going to bring in 3 truths that I believe about wealth. Okay. And I do have notes because, like I said yesterday, I was by the seat of my pants and I kind of rambled on for a while. And like, that's great. But I think sometimes it's helpful. Maybe I do. Maybe I need a little bit of that structure, right? I am a 4 after all. And if you know numerology, I am a 4. I am the emperor. I am very foundational. I love lists. I love to check things off. Raise your hand if you're a 4. I know that Renee is here. So I know we have at least 1 4 in the house. And Miza is here and she's a 4 of clubs. So different types of numerology, right? So the first truth is that wealth is not built through doing more. It's built through being more congruent. Okay. And what I think, and what I think is so important about that truth, I need to put focus on my phone because I'm getting calls. Moving on from that. There we go. Okay. So I hustled. My God, I hustled. I was like, I would work, 60 hours a week and I was just like getting more and more and more burnt out. And about in 2016, I came online and my whole healing business sort of exploded because I had been in person only and I came online and I was like, holy shit, there's this whole world that I have access to now. And there's so many more people online, right? And like that meant more clients, it meant more people seeing me, it meant more visibility. And so what I found was that I then like hurried my hamster wheel. I was like trying even harder to hustle to make money, right? And so I did make a lot of money. I was hustling, I was making lots of money, and I was also like burning my nervous system out so intensely by just constantly being in this mode of going and going and going. And so, of course, I started working with a mentor and I kept asking, well, what can I do? What should I do? What should I do? And she kept telling me, it's time for you to be. And I was like, what? That doesn't make any sense. What are you talking about? And I'm sure many of you have heard this as well, right? But it's about your alignment and it's about your own integrity and your own congruency. And what does congruent mean? Congruent just means being in agreement, being in agreement with your own essence, being in agreement with your own values, being in agreement with who you really are. And what I realized very quickly, well, it wasn't that fast, but what I realized was that I couldn't continue on in that hustling way to get clients and to get money. Like it just wasn't working for my value system and who I am, right? And really being in alignment with my highest self. So wealth is not built on through doing more. It is built through being congruent with who you really are, congruent with your value system, and so on and so forth. When people start seeing you in that energetic vibration, when we start seeing you in the frequency of joy, of love, of bliss, then that's where people are really attracted to you. And it's the energy, right? It's not how much you're doing or how much you're proving or how much you're defending. I find that a lot of my clients go through this too. It's like this process of defending and justifying that, oh, I'm an online practitioner or whatever it is, right? And we defend and we justify and we try to do more. We try to do more instead of being a human being, right? We're not human doings, we're human beings. Number two for the root truths about wealth that I have personally learned is that nervous system regulation is the foundation for receiving. And I think that this might be, this is number two for a reason, because you have to get congruent with your values and the alignment of who you really are first. But that nervous system regulation, you guys know this is key. And what I have discovered recently was that I was feeling really stressed out in my business. I was overworking again. I had moved into that pattern of doing. And I was really burning myself out. And this winter really showed me a lot of things. I was feeling like depressed and I was like, could see my bank account shifting. And I was like, what is happening right now? And I was just trying to control, which is also a wonderful number 4 thing, right? But I was trying to control everything around me. And in doing that, I was not paying attention to my nervous system. My meditation practice fell off. Like I wasn't looking at my belief system. I wasn't doing my practices that I know to be true for me. So in January, I really made a concentrated effort to shift. So I got back into what I call frequency recalibration, which is a belief shifting process, but I did it just for me. I was like, I became incredibly discerning about the thoughts that I was bringing into my brain. And I was quickly came back to shifting those beliefs, shifting that frequency. How can I shift out of that belief? That does not feel true for me. I'm not moving forward in that way anymore, right? That is all about that nervous system and being able to hold the wealth that we desire to receive. And if your nervous system is in fight flight, I mean, this is like Reiki 101, right? Like if you are in fight flight, you are not moving forward in a way that allows people to be attracted to you, right? Because people can feel you, especially other healers, right? So that is really important, that nervous system. So breath work, meditation, belief shifting, frequency recalibration. If you've been through any of those sorts of ideas or programs, they are not meant to be a one and done. Like those are things that we have to come back to. We have to continue to practice what we preach, right? So that's number 2. Number 3, your wealth is directly tied to your energetic capacity, clarity, and emotional safety. This is absolutely about the nervous system again. Think chakra system, right? If your root chakra if you feel unsafe in the body, unsafe on the planet, unsafe in your beliefs, unsafe in your ability to make money or to hold money, then you are not going to be able to hold it, right? So a lot of people will make lots of money, but then they just spend it. Raise your hand if that's something that you do. I mean, I resonate with that. I can sure get into that. Oh my gosh, Rosalie, you're currently listening from the grove of a large cedar tree near an overflowing river. Oh my God, that sounds amazing. I love that. So your wealth is directly tied to your energetic capacity, clarity, and emotional safety. And I see this as really doing that inner work, right? I talk about the 2 of hearts in the book of life, right? The playing cards. The Two of Hearts is that reflection. It's universal law of correspondence. Your inner world is reflecting to the outer world. And I say that with lots of nuance. You guys know that I'm not blaming people for how their world looks right now, especially right now, my goodness. And also, like, let's just look at our privilege and look at where we are and who we are and how far we are in our consciousness. Is that when you are doing that inner work and you are feeling really loving towards yourself and really seeing yourself and giving yourself all the love that you need, you're going to start to see that reflecting in your world, right? That is really important. That is energetic capacity. That is emotional safety. That is emotional intelligence. And that is a practice, right? That is really and truly something that we come back to again and again. All right, so my next topic is conscious creation versus hustle. Okay. So conscious creation equals creating from alignment, right? And then bypassing, which is kind of what I was like, talking about a second ago. But bypassing is spiritually performing without actually integrating. Now, I see this as something that is happening a lot in the spiritual community. And I think we're seeing it really strongly right now in this very divided world that we're living in, right? Like politically, we're so divided. We're so divided by this bypassing versus conscious creation. Okay. So being spiritual does not mean that you are bypassing all of your stuff. Okay. Being a channel or being spiritual does not mean that all of your problems are solved. It does not mean that you don't come up against any belief systems. It doesn't mean that you are not part of the resistance, if you know what I mean. Okay. And I think there's a lot of nuance here. Conscious creation means that you are in alignment and you are emotionally stable, feeling safe, having that energetic capacity raised, right? You are you're facing your beliefs, you're facing your fears. You are using the face it, feel it, free it method that we love so much, right? That is a huge thing that I love to teach in my work. And so we're not bypassing. Spiritually bypassing or whitewashing things is not helping anybody. It just it just continues the patriarchy. It continues the capitalism. It's like the false positivity. Yes. Right, exactly. Okay. I think this is so important to our wealth creation as congruent healers, right? So when we are healers and we are congruent with our belief system, it does not mean that we do not talk about the shit that's happening in the world, because it is happening whether we like it or not. Collectively, we have created whatever is happening here, and we can't look away. There are lots of things that are happening that are not appropriate, and I am not here for that. I am protesting. I'm talking about it on my social media. And I have a platform, and however big I am or however small I am, my voice matters. And so I think that is like one of the most important things that we can really look at, right? So I have talked about conscious creation, creating from alignment, not reaction, right? Really paying attention to your skills. Bypassing equals spiritually performing without integrating. This is huge for so many people. It's what we're seeing all over. It's why people don't like spiritual coaches anymore, because of that. But there are good coaches out there, and there are good healers out there, and there are people who are doing the work and doing the integration and who are paying attention. So I just want us to really know that that we can still do this work without feeling ashamed of like the bypassing that happens, because you're not doing it. So hustle. My least favorite word. I don't love hustle. I don't like to be rushed. I am very sensitive. I'm very highly sensitive. Hustling equals attempting to override your body to meet an outcome. And I had did that for years, like trying so hard to meet all these outcomes that just felt impossible. And then they burnt me out. So hustle is not what I'm here for. Okay. So I follow a lot of coaches who are not hustling, and I love that. And I'm not about that hustle. It's not what I'm about. I'm about taking space and time. I have a client right now, actually, who is wanting to launch, a mastering the brain game. Okay, so mastering the brain game is a wonderful program about divine timing, and she is a newer practitioner to this program. And I know that it feels exciting and fun to think about, and I could feel her like shrinking, right? And I thought, oh, you don't have to do that, because really, like, you can take time. Like, we have time, we have spaciousness, and when we have spaciousness and time, and we are in that conscious creation mode, we don't have to hustle to get there. We don't have to rush. We don't have to create things on someone else's timeline. You only have to worry about your timeline. And when you are on your timeline and you're doing what's right for you, then the people will come. They really will. And they really do come at the right moment, when you're just like, oh, I thought they weren't coming. And then they come because you are in alignment and you are congruent with who you are. Okay. So what stabilizes our wealth? Identity, belief, nervous system, calibration, energetic congruence. And that is what I'm all about. Okay. So I think identity and belief are like so huge here too, like really getting into that identity work. What is your identity? What's the identity of your ideal client? Those are things that are a little more deep in the sort of, marketing and sales and strategy. But those things are energetic, and it's all about who are you and how are you really showing up in the world, and what energy are you bringing to the table? Are you clear? Are you concise? Do you know what you want to talk about? Are you clear in your messaging? Those are the things that feel hard to healers, I think, right? Like, what's the transformation? Well, that's hard. Like, it's like so ethereal, and I've had so many coaches be like, you have to figure out what your transformation is. I'm like, I don't freaking know what my transformation is. I just know that people walk away feeling so good when they work with me, right? But you have to get that clarity, and you have to get that identity work and those belief systems, and that nervous system calibration, in order to hold and call in the clients that are going to pay you the big bucks like you deserve. Okay. Oh my gosh, I'm already talking for 30 minutes. I intended to only talk for 30 minutes. Oh, I love myself. Okay. So, what are some things that you can activate right now? This is a great question. Ask, where do I feel safest receiving, and where do I still brace or leak? Okay. This is all about that womb space, that creation space, that sacral chakra, right? So if you are not feeling safe in your second chakra, your sacral, it's really hard to make money. So pay attention. Where are you holding? Where are you leaking energy? Where are you bracing yourself for the other shoe to drop or whatever, right? And then just this question, where do I feel safest receiving? I'd love to hear where you're feeling that. Okay. Oh, I love you, Renee. I can't wait to see you soon. Okay. We need to see each other in person. All right. And Rosalie, especially for a metaphor, speaking ruling 11, clarity isn't necessarily the point. Right. I see you. Yes, absolutely. Clarity isn't always the point for everyone. Absolutely. Okay. So regulate your receiving through daily embodiment practice. We talked about that. Breath, movement, presence, right? Those are things that we can really activate in ourselves by just taking a little bit of time for ourselves. I have to move every day or else I like cannot talk. Right. Um, okay. So let's see, where else did I want to go today? Quick story. Oh, yeah. I wanted to talk about one of my biggest money moments for myself. This is quite a long time ago, but it's when I really started to actually make real money in my business. Like I went from, making 35,000 or $20,000 a year to making six figures. And of course, it happened over time. Like, this is not like an overnight shift. Okay. That doesn't exist in my opinion. But I really found that once I started this alignment journey, like a new way of understanding my own alignment and really understanding this was it though. Okay. And maybe you guys have probably heard this story before, but it's when I learned that I am source and money is source. And if I believe that I'm source and I believe that everything is source, so I believe that money is source, it's currency, it's energy, right? If I really and truly believe that, which I do, and I did, um, that I am the money. And then I started saying to myself, I am the ATM machine. Like, I'm the creator. Like, if I want something, all I have to do is to remember that I am the ATM machine, right? And I like got into this metaphor, speaking of metaphors, and I really landed into whenever I needed anything or whenever I like wanted something, I remembered all I have to do is create. I am the creator of my existence. I am the creator of the money. I am the creator of my business. Like, I get to decide. And so I started saying to myself, like on a daily basis, I am the ATM machine. And it like changed my life. And I didn't necessarily share that with like my clients, but it shifted my frequency. It shifted how I walked through the world. It shifted how I was asking for what I needed, right? And that's a whole nother conversation. But that was a really big moment for me where I really shifted my frequency, not by doing more, but by shifting how I saw myself and how I saw currency and how I saw money. I really shifted the way that I saw the money. And it changed my whole life. I mean, it really did. And so that was really a fun one. I do want to drop an offer. Okay. So I have an amazing offer that is super fun. I'm sure many of you have experienced this, especially those of you who are on this call, maybe not with me, but I have a 30-minute numerology reading. It's the Mystic Cross. It is so profoundly fabulous. We use the Book of Life playing cards. That's the ancient Egyptian system. It unlocks the codes that you are currently working with. This is not looking at your chart. This is actually just using the cards, just like the tarot cards, the playing cards. This is 222, 30 minutes. You can do it over Voxer. We can do it over Zoom. And you, of course, get a recording of it, and you come with one major question, and it can be a big question. This is a big reading. You get so much information about the current moment and like where you're going. So this is all about transmuting. It's about transformation. You leave with clarity on what you're surrendering, what you're releasing, the belief that you're meant to adopt, and how to align your next level of wealth, purpose, and power. This is an amazing session for moving forward in a specific decision in your business, your life, your relationships, whatever that looks like for you. So if you are called to this reading, it's a great way to, like I said, just make a decision about something. Sometimes we just need a little bit more clarity about something, right? So that is what I'm offering today, and it'll be an offer moving forward. It's one of my lowest cost offers. My gosh, my boy is calling me. So I'm gonna have to probably get off of this call, but I'm gonna just wait for a second. It is one of the lowest cost offers that I have personally. And I also have the Frequency Lounge, which is amazing. And that price is $47 a month. We are starting a 64-day challenge on the 15th. It's a perfect time to get into the co-op or into the Frequency Lounge. There is all sorts of beautiful things in that space, and I love you all. Thank you for being here with me, and I will talk to you all very soon. I'm gonna catch my boy.